Hi, everybody. So this is a walkthrough of that click battle game that I asked you guys to go ahead and build. So this is the third project for the third trimester. And as you could see, I already have the screens and all of the assets ready to go. The only thing that we need to do is to code it. Okay. So let's just kind of review what the different items that are on each of the screens. So as you can see over here on the design, here's my home screen. Okay. I have a place right here where my players, right, can enter their name. So this will go into the yellow player. And here is a yellow add button. What that means is when I click on this, it's supposed to go ahead and add the name right here to that button. Same thing with the green player over here, green input, and a green add button over here. This is our timer. Okay, as you can see that the text is already in there. Our start button. So the nice thing about the start button is if I click on it, that's when the timer actually starts. The timer doesn't start when we get to the screen or when we run the program. Here's a label for the scores, right? And this is the actual score value, right? And then this is just a yellow button. And the intention of the game is for them to be able to click right here and then click right here. And note that this is supposed to be like good for a mobile device, okay? Now let's take a look at the winning screen. So at the end, here's the winner right here, okay? I want the score to post right here, and the winner's name is supposed to post right here as well. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go ahead and make sure that the colors show up in here as well. So like let's say that yellow one, I want the background of the score, winner score, to be that same yellow, and the background of the name for the winner is also going to be the same yellow, okay? And vice versa for the green and so forth. All right, let's go into the code then. Let's take a look and see. Now, a few things, right? We're going to need some variables, right? We're going to need to keep track of the time. We need to keep track of the score. So let's drag over here to the variables, bring this in. I'm going to say this will be my score yellow, okay? And then let's start this off at 0. I'm going to go ahead and drag another one of these in here, and this will be my score green, okay? And that'll be 0 as well. And then I need another one for the timer, okay? So time left, okay? And then let's just make that, well, actually it's 30 seconds, so let's put it as 30. All right, great. So far so good. Let's go ahead and move over to the yellow blocks, the UI controls. Now, on the event that I click on the yellow add button right here, okay? Let's see, hold on, let me see. How do I want to do this? Right, so I want to code the first part first. So the yellow player, when they put their name in and when they click on this yellow add button right here, then the name shows up right here. So let's do that. On event, okay? And I've tried to stay as organized as possible. So when I click on this ID right here, it is my yellow add button. When I click on it, great. I'm going to go call out the score. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm going to set the property. So let me go over here. So I want to set the property of, okay, my yellow button, okay, to be, and I want to change the text of it right here. Okay, and now what do I want to change the text to? Well, I'm going to go ahead and grab the property of whatever was in the yellow input. Okay, so let's see, where's my get property block? Right here. Drag that in here. So again, I'm going to grab the property inside of my yellow input. Okay, and I want the text that's in there. Okay, not the width of the block, but the text. Boom. Great. Now, a few things to kind of clean this up, right? Here, let's just run it. Just kind of see what happens. So let's say I got Trong, click right here, and notice that Trong's name shows up. Now, I don't want this to still be here. I kind of want it to disappear as soon as I click that. So let's go ahead and reset this. What we can do is use this hide element block right here. So I'm going to hide the yellow input, okay? And I'm also going to go ahead and hide the yellow add button. Okay, now let's try it and see how that looks. Okay, so I'm going to click run. Again, let's see, let's enter in Trong again. And when I click on this, notice that it's disappeared. So that way it's not distracting for the players, right? Like it's kind of like, okay, we're ready to go ahead and start the game. Awesome. Let me click reset. Now I want to go ahead and do the same thing for the green. Okay, let's make it easy on ourselves. I'll just select that, Control C, Control V. Now I'm just going to need to remap this. So I'm going to say this will be my green add button. Okay, when I click on that, I want to set the property of my green button, and I want to change the text to it. I want to grab the property instead of the yellow input. It's the green input text. And then I want to go ahead and hide the green input. Okay, and then the green add button. All right, now let's check that and make sure that it works. So let me click run. Let's try Tron again, and then I'm going to put in Kendrick. Click on this. Nice. Click on this. Perfect. So far, so good. Awesome. All right, now let's go ahead and code the score, okay, the way it changes. So that when I click on this button, the yellow button right here, that the score actually goes up, okay? So let me go ahead and do another on event right here. And this is, again, my yellow button, as you can see where the ID is. So I'm going to go, when I click on the yellow button, okay, what do I want it to do? Now let's go to the variables. What I want to do is I want to say that the score, okay, underscore yellow. So I'm going to call out that variable will equal score underscore yellow, okay, plus 1. Boom. So then what happens is the variable for score yellow goes up by 1. Now here's the thing. The variable will go up, but the display will not. So I need to change the property of this yellow score. Okay, so let me go back to the UI controls and then set the property of my score. So run one more time right here. So set property of my yellow score value. I want to change the text of it. Okay, now what do I want to change it to? Well, actually, instead of typing in the text right here, I can just go ahead and put in the variable. So in this case, it's score underscore yellow, like that. Okay. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and just run it and see. Okay. Let's try it again. Now let me click on Trong score. You guys can see that. So now the score is actually going up. Perfect. Now I need to do the same thing for Kendrick. Okay. Or green in this case. You know what? Let's make it easy on ourselves. Let's select this. Control C, Control V. And then all we need to do again is to remap this. So when I click on the green button, instead of score yellow, I'm going to do score green. And this will be score green. Oops. Plus 1. And then set the property. Okay, so I want this green score value to change the text. And what do I want it to go? What I want it to be is now I want it to be green's score. And I'm just, again, calling out the variable that's on line number 2. So now let's run it again, see if it works. Okay, one more time. Put Trong, Kendrick in there. Now let's click. Perfect. Perfect. Score's going up. That's what I wanted. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at clicking the start button right here and then running that timer. Okay, let's go back to the top and then on event right here. And then let's look for the start button right here. On the event that I click the start button right there. So what do I want it to do? Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up a timed loop. Okay. So I'm going to bring this over here and put it inside of that bracket on line number 23. Now, this is in terms of milliseconds, the 1000 that you see right there. So that's perfect because I want it to change every second. Okay. Now, so the plan's kind of like this. So when I click the start button, I want to go ahead and hide the start button. Okay. So let's do that first. You already know how to do that. You just grab this hide element right here. So once the start button has been clicked, I'm going to go ahead and hide the start button. Let's just run it. Okay. Yep, there it goes. Okay, perfect. All right. What's next? Now what I want to do is every second, so on this timed loop, every second I want it to drop this value, okay, by 1. So let's do that. Well, I have my timer right here. The time left is on line number 3. I haven't even called that variable yet. So let's call the variable, bring it in the timed loop right here. And I'll say time, okay, left should be equal to time left minus 1. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to do is also switch the text inside of this timer label right here to be the actual time left value, okay, for that variable. So let's grab another set property block. Okay, set property block right here. And then again, I'm going to change this right here. So it's the timer. So set the property of the timer. I want to change the text inside of it. And then what do I want it to be? Well, how about this? Instead of, I could add or keep the text that says time left right there. So I could go like this. So time space left, okay, colon, and then the space, and then, okay, the end quote right there. And then I can add a plus sign and then put the variable time left. So, and that actually should work. Let me see if that can work right there. Okay, let's click the start button. And you see how it's counting down right there. Okay. Now, if you don't necessarily want that, you could just go ahead and eliminate this and then just type in the variable time left. And what that means is, without the quotes, by the way, because otherwise it'll put it as time left as text right there. Now let's see what that looks like. If I click on the start button, you can see that the number is the only thing that shows up. Now again, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. Okay, I kind of like this, and it makes it kind of simple. It's a lot less text on the screen. It just kind of simplifies things for me. Okay, or it just kind of simplifies the look of things for me, because that's really all I want is the countdown. Now, as you can see, as it's counting down, it'll probably go past 0. Okay, and it, like, you can kind of see it going there now. Now that's not what I want. Okay, so let's just stop it right here. What I want it to do is to stop at 0, and when it gets to 0, I want it to go to the winner screen right here. So in order to do that, inside of the timed loop right here, I need to go ahead and create a conditional statement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right here inside of the timed loop. If time left is actually equal to 0, so time left double equal to 0. Okay. So again, what I want to do is I want it to stop the timed loop at this point. So let me go ahead and grab this, stop the time loop. I also want it to change into a different screen. So I want it to set the screen, okay, to the winning screen right there. Perfect. You know, why don't we do something kind of cool? Let's add a sound, okay? And then let's choose a sound. And you can see that there's a bunch of different sounds in here, right? Let me see if there's a you win or a win. Let's see. I wonder if there's any good ones in here. Melodic win. Let me try that. Try maybe something that's shorter. Maybe this one. Oh, that one's kind of cool. I like that one. It's nice and short and brief. There we go. Let's just use that. So we can go ahead and add a sound effect. Now this false statement right here, that just means for the loop. So if I put this as true, it'll actually just keep playing that chime, and I don't necessarily want to do that because then that'll be sort of annoying at some point. Okay. All right. That actually kind of works. Well, let me go ahead and set this just to 10 to make sure that this works properly. Okay. So let me click run and let me click start. It's going to count down from 10. Okay. This is just for demonstration purposes. I'm trying to figure out if the sound actually plays and if the screen switches at when it gets to 0. Perfect. That's what I want. All right, let me switch this back to 30. Okay. All right, great. Now, what do I do? How do I get this to post the winning score and the winner's name right here, plus the different colors, right? Okay, well, that's going to require another conditional statement right here. Okay, so how do I want to think about this, right? If yellow's score is greater than green's score, then change these properties. Does that make sense? So let's try that. Okay, so grab one of these, put it right here after the time left has gotten to 0. We stop that, and then we play the sound. And then let's make a determination right here. So if score underscore yellow, so that variable is greater than score underscore green. Okay. You can see a math block just kind of showed up right there. So what do I want to do? I want to set some properties. I want to change a few things. So what properties do I want to change? Well, I want to change the property of this winner score. So I want to change the text inside of it and the background color to wherever the yellow color is going to be. So let's do that first, okay? Let's find our set property block, grab it over here, okay? So set property of my winner score, okay, I think it's winner score. Let me just check. Yep, winner score. I want to change the text of it. And then what do I want the text to be? Well, since yellow won, I'm just going to go ahead and put the variable score underscore yellow. Now notice I got rid of the quotes because I'm actually I'm calling the variable out. Okay. All right. Now I want to set the property for the background color too. So set the property again for the winner score right here. Now I want to do the background color. Oh, cool. Now what do I want it to be? Well, I could just go back into the design and then figure out what the RGB values are for this one right here. Oops, I moved it by mistake. There we go. So I can just copy these RGB values right here. Okay. But I'm going to, reference it. I think it's actually more fun to do it this way. So in this little space right here, and to determine what color I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and grab another one of these blocks, get property, and put it right there. Now, what do I want to get the property of? Well, I want to get the property of the yellow button in this case. And what property is it going to be? I want it to be the background color for that yellow button. Make sense? All right, let's try it. Let's try it and see if it works. Because then we're almost done actually with the code. So changing the variable right there. Let's click run. Let me go ahead and click on yellow, right? And then I'll put trong. Okay. Click start. So I'm just going to wait 10 seconds. And then I'm just going to make sure that trong's score is higher than green's. Awesome. So that color showed up and the score came up. Now the only thing I need to do now is to map the name, right? And the color of that block too. It's actually pretty similar to what I have here, okay? So why don't I do this? Make it easy on myself. Control C, Control V, set property of the winner name. Okay, right here, winner name. Because that's, let me just go back. So this is what I'm doing. This is the winner's name right here. That's the label. I want to change the text. I want it to be, okay, I don't want it to be the score. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to grab this, get property, put it in here. Because I want to make sure that I get the property of the yellow button's text in case they change the name. Got it? So get text. Or actually, you can get property and then you can say text, right? But there's an easier way to do it. So with less, okay, what you could do is just say, where is it? Get text. Right here. So I'm just going to put that in there. So get text for the yellow button. Okay. Now, if they didn't add a name, and it'll say yellow in the button anyway, so then the nice thing is it'll grab the text for that whatever's inside of that yellow button, okay, when they win. All right, let's go ahead and finish doing this. Get property yellow button, background color. Okay, good. But this time, I don't want this to be winner score. I want it to be winner name. All right, good. Now let's run it, okay? Let me go ahead and Okay, let me click start. Okay, let me add this. Okay, let's count down. And let's see if yellow shows up. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Awesome. All right, now, okay, let's add another set of conditions. Because what could happen is, okay, let me add another one. There's another scenario. So the other scenario is if if green score is greater than yellow's score. And then the last scenario would be if there was a tie, right? So we need to fill out that information. Let's just type this in right here, okay? So in here, let's say, okay, so now we're going to do if it's green wins. So score underscore green is greater than score underscore yellow. Okay, perfect. Guess what? I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to put it in here because I'm too lazy to write it. Boom. Winner score text. In this case, it's not going to be score yellow. It's going to be score underscore green because that's the variable that I want. Winner score, background color, get property of the green button. Perfect. So easy to copy and paste. Winner name, text, instead of the yellow button, I want the green button. Winner name, background color, get the property of my green button. Boom, that's it. All right, now let's just finish this. Okay, we're almost done actually. So what this means is if yellow score is greater than this, than green's, then do this. If green score is greater than yellow, then do this. Or else we go ahead and put a tie. Okay, so how do we do a tie then? Well, let's go back to the winning screen. So I just want to put tie right here. I don't even want to change the color of that background right there. So let's do this. Set property, okay, of winner score. Okay. In this case, I want it to be text, right? I want to change the text of the winner score. And then since it's a tie, right, I don't have to actually, oops, let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So, hold on, let me zoom back in. There we go. Okay, so winner score text. Since again, I don't necessarily care which score that I use, I can use score yellow or score green. Okay, because it's the same value, right? All right, and then there's one more thing. I had one more ID to set the property of, so I'm going to set the property of the winner name. Okay, winner name. I'm going to change the text of it, and then I'm going to say this will be tie, like this. Awesome. I think that's it. We should try it. Let's run it. Okay. This time let's pick Andrea. Let's pick Vienna. Let me click on that. And then let's click start. Perfect. I'm going to add to Andrea's score, but this time I'm going to see if the tie actually works. Well, let me see if green works first. Okay. Perfect. Let's reset that again. Let's click run. Okay. Gal again. Vienna again. Let's add those two. Let me go ahead and this time let's make sure that it ties. Okay. 10 seconds. Pretty sure it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Awesome. It worked. And that's it. That's all of our code. We actually coded that pretty quickly in less than about 47 lines. Not bad, not bad. All right, if you guys have any questions, holler at me in the class, and I'll talk to you guys soon.